protest and rioting. Protesting and rioting in the streets, tearing it up and tearing it down. You know what I'm saying? What do we got? What's going to be the end result? You know, our governor, Mike DeWine, sends out a tweet and says to all you African Americans, you're all a valuable part of our community. This is Mike DeWine talking, and I'm just like, Mike DeWine, tell us something we don't know. We know we're a valuable part of your community because of the part we play in the community. We know this. We know who we are. We know what you do with who we are. You know, we're not stupid. We know who runs the community. No matter what. Let me give you an example of that. In Columbus, Ohio, the capital of Ohio, of 11 million people, 11 million people. In Ohio, the capital is Columbus, Ohio. Some years ago, when I was 25, so around 27 years ago, they would have Martin Luther King Day. So Martin Luther King Day, everybody would, black people would go downtown Columbus, Ohio, which is High Street, and there would be a parade from the courthouse all the way down to Fifth Avenue, from the courthouse to Fifth Avenue. Now, during this parade, you just find a lot of black people just celebrating living in Columbus, Ohio, and celebrating Martin Luther King. Mind you, during this time, we had a black police chief, and the police chief's name was Jackson. Okay, and also I think it was during that time, and also during this time, the Ku Klux Klan would come out in hoods in their Klan clothes, and they would get on the float because we would have floats. They would get on a float, and they would be a bunch of Klan members standing on a float, pointing at all the black people, calling us racial slurs and threatening us. And the police did nothing because they were police. These were policemen dressed up in Klan clothes. So when Mike DeWine sends out a tweet and tells us that we're valuable in the community, we're like, yeah, you guys let that happen. And DeWine, we know that you were here during then. So we know that you were in a position of power during then, and that you guys let that happen year after year. They finally stopped it. But the Klan is still in the police. The Klan is still part of the police. So you have these type of dangerous elements, and mind you, this year alone, there were two young people who were Black Lives Matter leaders, and they were protesting and or talking about the police and police brutality. They were speaking out about it. Both of them are dead. Both of them supposedly died by suicide. The male, who was like 25, I knew him actually. They found him on the state lawn in front of the state house, dead. Dead. And then he had a tweet talking about, there was a tweet talking about he couldn't make it anymore or something like that. Now, I knew this kid. I knew him personally. I knew him for years. I'm just like, he didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, this guy didn't kill himself. And then a couple months later, we find the female who was speaking out, and she was a leader. and she was speaking out against police brutality. Found her floating down the river, right down the river, right downtown, just floating. She was missing for like 2 weeks, and then they found her body in the river, dead. And they say she went and jumped in the river and committed suicide. I'm like, these people had too much purpose to commit suicide. They did not commit suicide. Why all of a sudden Black Lives Matters members are going dead? And this is all over the country. Yeah, this one lady in Louisiana speaking out against the Michael Brown issue, or is that St. Louis, or whatever that is. Her son was found in her own yard. He's like 19, hung and killed. You got other Black Lives Matter. Some of them are burned to death. I mean, it's just, listen, we all know what's going on. We all know. None of us are in the dark about it. And it's only a matter of time before it all spills over. And this is what you get. You get young people who are very aware of their situation and very unafraid. And they're spilling into the streets and they're rioting and they're upset. And even people who are the voice of reason, like myself, we can't tell them don't go into that store and do this and take this and take that. We can't stop these people because they know our history. They know what we've been through and they don't want to go through it. They know the numbers. They're a bunch of they're educated. They're not stupid. Listen, the internet is something else. The internet will give you can get a YouTube degree in a heartbeat. Okay? You don't gotta go sit in some boring classroom, listen to some old fogey, tell you what's right and what's wrong. You can just look it up now. These kids research everything in a heartbeat. And they do it quickly. When they want to know something, they research it. It's right there in the palm of their hands. They come to class and they tell you what's already going on. They're not going to sit, they don't want to sit there, for 2 hours just to learn something they can in 5 minutes. This is not our generation. It's not what this is. They see it for themselves. They are judge and jury. Okay? When you say that, Floyd, wasn't murdered, by not arresting this cop, and they can clearly see the man was murdered, then it's like, oh no, no. We know this man was murdered. Okay? Then you want to arrest him and then give him murder in the third degree instead of murder one. And then you don't arrest the other cops. Like, you guys are playing with literal fire. And if you can't tell, Minnesota is on fire right now. You guys are playing with fire. These kids have seen it over and over and over and over again. Their friends are going, listen, they know that it is a corrupt system that's doing this. And they're taken to the streets. And you can't stop them. And the president talking about the military is with you. President Donald Trump, you sent the military out already, right? You sent the military out. And you make this tweet as if you're going to start blowing up Americans. You're just going to, when the loot, and what he said was, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. President Donald Trump, if the army starts killing American citizens, you will no longer have an America. You will, I promise you. If the army goes out there and starts shooting citizens, your America will go up in smoke in a very, very, very short time. Let one army person shoot a citizen and see what happens. Like that officer said, you will wake a sleeping giant. Let one military personnel come out and shoot one of these young people. Just one. Just one, Mr. President. And you will have a war on your hands that you cannot stop. And that is a fair warning. Yeah, but here's the thing. When you say they're not doing much, here's the thing about this. Here's the thing about this. They're doing more than usual. See, when you have a soccer match and it's a bad call or there's racial tension, oh, no, 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 no. Try it. See what happens. Try it. Try it. And now, if you have a soccer match and they're lighting stores on fire, well, I don't ever want to watch a soccer game. I'm good. If that's what soccer matches are coming down to, because Minnesota is on fire. Now they burned down stores, they burned down a police station. You know, if you guys are doing that over a soccer match, you don't need to be watching soccer. That's just a little too much over a game of football. That's just a little too much. Not to mention, you know, these people are angry over things that are happening in their community. They're angry at people have gone missing. There's dead people. You know, they're trying to get answers. There's injustice. They're getting wrote. You know, they're taking our money. Uh, you know, so there's a whole bunch of passion that's going into what they're doing, and it's a lifelong thing. You know, people are losing their lives when Brown was shot and people went down there and protested. People got burned. The police were taking people and burning them. So you have to understand this is just, yeah, I'm sorry, but it's a lot bigger than a soccer match. You know what I'm saying? There's just a lot more passion going into it. And like I said, if you guys are doing this over a soccer match, I wouldn't do it. Just some fires, not that big a deal. We all did this when we were kids. No, you didn't. You didn't do this. No, you didn't do this. You didn't come out by the millions like these people are all over the nation. You know what I'm saying? Now you ain't do this, brother. You might have lit some stuff on fire, but okay, having fun. But this you did not do. Not this here. Because this isn't even arson anymore. This isn't even just people playing with firecrackers. This is, you know, they're going for people's heads. I mean, they went and stood in front of the police officer's house, and the police officer's house was surrounded by police officers. You ain't doing that. You ain't, I mean, they're punching and knocking police out right now, literally. You ain't knocking out cops, brother. No, you ain't doing none of that. These people are attacking the police. You ain't doing none of that. You say forgive and forget, not too late. This will blow over. No, it's not going to blow over because it keeps happening. It keeps happening over and over and over and over and over. You can't kill, you can't murder all these different generations people. They are pissed. Yes, they are. You can't just keep murdering people and then say they weren't murdered. Hey, good morning, Lady G. You can't murder somebody in cold blood. Cold blood. You can't just murder somebody and then go, you know what? There's a different angle to it. We have different evidence that's coming out, and what you saw was not a murder. It was justified because, you know, he was still saying that he could breathe. This is what a mayor said. A mayor said, if you say you can't breathe, then you can still breathe. What? Oh, well, you're just crazy. You're just crazy. You're just a nutcase. It's your own responsibility not to die. You're not gonna you're not gonna make sense at all. You're gonna be talking sideways the whole time. And now I'm not even gonna respond to you anymore because you're not. Yeah. Nonetheless, moving on from that guy. Uh, so yeah. So the rioting. The original question was, is it worth it? Is the rioting worth it? Are they going to get results? Are the police going to stop killing black people? The answer is yes and no. The police are still going to kill black people. They're going to keep doing it. Stay in bed? That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I like being in bed. But, you got to get out and prosper. If you don't get out and do something, well, then you're just going to melt away. So eventually, you got to get out of bed. Eventually, eventually. So the question is it worth it? Is the rioting going to change the society or what society has done? Or what the people in the positions of power, is it going to change anything? That's the real question. We got 10 cities rioting. To me, that's not enough. See, the rioting isn't because George died. It's not because George Floyd died. It's a whole bunch of other stuff that's happening. You can't change things by telling other people to change things. Well, I don't understand that. I mean, if you're going to start making sense, that's fine. But I don't So can you explain that, CJ? This is the worst it's ever been, and it doesn't seem to be stopping. No, 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 not at all. So let's just do this. Let's go back and do the 400 years of slavery. Let's start there. Some white woman got online, and she was like, since 16, whatever, all the way up until last year is 400 years. It's 401 years of slavery. So the 400 years of slavery is, done, as if this was some type of time stamp, time mark. I think this is all staged so the powers to be can strip us of our rights. Absolutely. There's a lot of that going on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're in on it because you had people who you had just police officers dressed up in all black going and smashing windows. It's like you're trying to escalate this. You have to get a job where you're in charge to change the thing. You have to get a job where you're in charge to change things. Okay, okay, I kind of understand where you're going with there. I kind of. Yeah, the umbrella guy. That was a police officer walking straight up. Wasn't he walking straight up? He ain't have no swag to him at all, did he? He was busting up an AutoZone with a hammer. He ain't have no swag. You knew he was a cop. He was a straight up suburbanite. Get your suburbanite. Get out of here, dude. With the black umbrella. Come on. You gonna show up in all black with a black umbrella? Like we don't. Get out of here, man. Like, come on. It just incenses us that a police officer is gonna come out and just make it even worse so they can come out and just do damage to people. See, it's that type of mentality that's killing America. That guy right there is, the poster child for idiocy that's killing a country that should be great. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand why people want America to be so bad. I don't understand that. There's everything going for this country. Everything is going for this country. Why do you want this country to be torn down? Like what good is it if we light the whole country on fire? I just don't understand what we're gonna get out of burning everything down. Just tear it all up instead of negotiating and coming to an understanding that everybody matters. Your life matters, my life matters. We should be able to be a shining example for the world. And I know that sounds corny, but it's the truth. Listen, America is not white. This is not a land of white people. It's just that there's happened to be a lot of white people here. But America was not built by white people. It wasn't founded by white people, Christopher Columbus nonsense. It wasn't found, you didn't find anything. America wasn't lost. America was already occupied, though, before you got here by all kinds of people. It was already occupied. But then you get here and then you say, it's ours, divide and conquer. It's ours, we founded it. You didn't find anything. Oh, the people here were uncivilized. And since you're civilized and you know how to colonize, then it's ours, we founded it. You guys didn't find a damn thing. Not one damn thing. Not one. You didn't find. You can't walk into somebody's house and there's $1 on the floor in their house and then claim the dollar and say it's yours. That's not your dollar. It's the person. It's $1 to the people who live in the house. You just can't come in and take something and claim it's yours and expect not to have some type of resistance, even if you win the battle. The war is going to be constant because they know how you occupied the place that you live. And if you can't allow people to come into that same space where you murdered innocents, just bloodshed everywhere, if you can't allow people to come inside this space and live like every other free person, then you're always going to have the threat of war on your own soil. There's always going to be that. There's always going to be anarchy. It will never be a settled atmosphere because of the spirit that lives in the land that you stole. And that's just the truth. This thing is so much bigger than just being a human being. There is a whole spirit element to America. It's in the Bible. I mean, you're never going to have a free America, a settled America, a united America. It's not going to happen. It can, but it's not. Because the people who are in control of America, not the president, these people do not want it to be a united front. They don't want it to be. They need people to go to jail. They need people to die. They need gunshots. Listen, there was a man in Chicago. You know how Chicago has all these deaths and all these shootings and all this. This guy said, "Listen, the police took all these guns and just sat them right on the curb." He said, "We all came outside one day. There was a bunch of guns sitting on the curb." It's like the police did that. They know that the police did that. And the people just picked up the guns and did whatever. They all said they had to protect themselves. We know the music that is being played on the airwave, all this dangerous music of killing each other. Black people didn't make that up. Black people don't own a distributor. Name me one black owned distributor. You don't know that one. Jay Z is. Listen, listen. Jay Z, as big as he is what is his company title? And that was swallowed up by iTunes. You got to understand, they don't own a distributor. Jay Z was paying Churchlight Publishing. That's who your publisher is. That's who distributes your music. That's who puts your music in the street. So you got to understand these people. They're not they're not in the position of power where they own a distribution. That's where 70% of your money goes to when you're an artist. It's who's putting it out in the street. So when you look at who's distributing this music, you're looking at Sony Records, Aerostar. You're looking at and a bunch of the big ones out there. Those are not owned by black people. So they're the ones who put the music out. So they're telling the artists, they're like, listen, if you want us to put your music out there, then you have to say these things. Talk about killing your own people. Talk about calling your women bad names. Talk about fatherless children. Talk about all those things and constantly promote those things. Put that in the street, Dr. Dre. Put that in the street, Snoop Dogg. Put that in the street, NWA. F the police. Blah, 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 blah. Put all of that in the street. We don't want to hear nothing about black unity. That died in 1991. So you got all these young people coming out and cursing and everything, talking about running up in your house, shooting each other, videos of them flashing guns and going out and doing terrible things, all coming out of music. All coming out of music. We didn't do that. Black people didn't do that. African Bambaataa didn't do that. Yata, ya, yo, yo. There was no swear words in that. The Sugar Hill Gang wasn't talking about that. You gotta understand the people who owned the distribution changed the way we were listening to music because we were acting as a community back then. Then when all that music came out, that's when you had and listen, and the Crips and the Bloods, those gangs started by being community members. They started to help each other out. Crips and the Bloods didn't start off killing each other. But when that music came out, all of a sudden, if you wear a different color, then you're against me. Where did that come from? I can't wear the color blue and walk down the street. In some neighborhoods, you really can't do it. Like, and you people fell into this. You're killing each other over a color, over something you can't control. That makes no sense. And then once the killing started, well, you killed my homie. You ran up in my house. You shot at my house. I have to go and retaliate. And you think that this is all perpetuated by black people? No, it was not. No, it was not. America will always be divided as long as the people in power are dividing it. You got police officers out here helping cause right. You got the people of the news. This guy is carrying sound bites of a shotgun, and he got caught. The people caught him. Like you're playing sound bites of a shotgun, and no one's shooting at you. You think this is the only time this happened? Hillary Clinton said that she was under sniper fire. She said, "Yeah, we were under sniper fire," and they were like, "Hillary, you were not under sniper fire." Turned out the whole thing was a lie. She was never under sniper fire. You got some of those other big reporters that said the same thing and they got caught and they had to turn around and recant themselves. We were under sniper fire when they go and research the whole thing, they were like, there was no snipers shooting at you. They want to drum up all of this hype to make it seem worse and to make themselves seem better. You know what I'm saying? Some of these riots and some of this stuff that's going on wasn't started by the people who are angry about George Floyd's death. You got to understand that. And for some of you goofies who are thinking that black people are the ones who are rioting, you are clearly out of your mind. Clearly. Because white people are doing some serious, serious rioting right now. You have to understand that. But when I look at it, I don't go, oh, the white people are rioting. I go, people are rioting. People are in the street. People are understandably upset. I don't look at it and just go, black people are doing this. That's not what this is. And look at the last time there was a riot. And look at the last time we marched in the street. People didn't burn stuff down the last time we marched in the street. When was that? Last time people marched in the street over killing was a couple years ago when them guys, when they killed Gray. John Gray, I think his name was. He was killed in Baltimore when the police took just a guy. He was just standing there, and the police saw him, and he started running. He's afraid of the cops like everybody else is now, and he was just like, oh snap! He started running. The cops snatched him up, and they broke his neck. They broke his neck, and I think they broke his arm or his back too. But they put him in a police car, and they broke the man's neck. And so you had people rioting over that. Like you just can't snatch people up and then break their neck and then say that the police didn't do it. We saw them do it. We want justice. See, people are rioting and looting because they want to change the system. And as long as the system stays in place, we don't care what Mike DeWine says until he says we're going to reform the police department. See, people have been talking about reforming the police department, but the police keep being able to do the same thing. You're not reforming them because you know the inside powers that be are not going to let. No politician is going to reform the police. None. No politician is going to reform the police because the police don't answer to politicians. That's all a facade. They don't. They don't answer to politicians. The police force answers to corporate. Whoever is running corporate America, that's who the police force work for. The police force do not work for the people. I say this again. You know, people want to think that they do. They do not work for the people. That is all a facade. They collect money from the people. It's the best trick in the whole damn world. I've never seen a trick like this. This is the biggest scam I've ever seen. If you think the police work for you, I asked the same question that I asked on my last live. When is the last time you voted for a police officer to be a police officer in your area? And none of you, not one of you, can say, I voted for Sergeant Thomas to be a police officer. I voted for Corporal Smith. I voted for, this officer, that officer. None of you can say that. But that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it used to be. But the police are not controlled by the people, but the people pay into the police departments. I tell you again, your vehicle doesn't have to be registered according to the federal government. But if you don't register your vehicle, state law says that they can take your vehicle. But the federal government says that that's not right. It's unethical. Try to ride around in a vehicle that's unregistered. They're going to take your car and they're going to impound it. And every time they see you, they're going to harass you. Because if everybody did it, those tax dollars that they're getting from you registering your vehicle will no longer go to the police department. You understand that? So they're operating by fear. You're afraid to get your car towed because you need your car to go to work. And you don't need to pay thousands of dollars. You're afraid of the police because you don't want the interaction with the cops because now they don't even follow procedure. They don't follow arrest procedure. They don't follow there are traffic laws. They don't follow that. And procedures of writing you a ticket. They don't follow those laws. Asking you to get out the car and you have to get out the car. Then they put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest and you say, why am I under arrest? Even when they approach your car. When they approach your car and they say, hey, can I see your driver's license and register proof of insurance and registration? You go, what am I being, what for? What did I do? And then they repeat the question. That right there is a violation on the police department's fault. That officer should tell you and tell you why you are now under investigation. Because that's what they're doing when they get your driver's license. They're investigating you. The police officer should tell you as soon as they approach the car and say, not unless you did something like, you ran a red light, you already know what it is. But if you don't know, what's going on and you're just driving and they stop you, they're supposed to come up to your car, greet you and say, hey, do you know why I stopped you? You know what I'm saying? Or just tell you, look, this is why I stopped you. And then if it is a legitimate reason, I stopped you because you have a tail light out. I stopped you because your I ran your tags and yada yada yada. You might have a warrant for a ticket you totally forgot about. That's a legitimate reason for stopping you. I stopped you because this car is reported stolen. I stopped you because the tags on your car are not matching the vehicle. Those are legitimate reasons for stopping you. And they tell you, listen, this is why I stopped you. And then you have the conversation, and then they say, hey, can I have your driver's license registered? Absolutely, 100%. Because I was wrong, or I did not know that the car was, was wrongly registered, which this actually did happen, wrongly registered. I did not know this, and then you hand them your information, and then they take the information and do their due diligence, which is investigate the person who's driving the car. That is legitimate. But when they walk up to the car, according to procedure, when they walk up to the car and they say driver's license and registration, and you're just like, what am I being investigated for? And they're like, driver's license and registration. They are now in the wrong. But do you think that they care? They have the gun. They've been known to shoot people and rip them out their car. They've been known to shoot people in the car. They've been, they're known to be completely unruly and completely the written law that they're supposed to be under by us, by the people. The written law that the police officers are supposed to follow, the police officers are not following the written law. They're just snatching people out the car. Who've done nothing. They're just snatching people walking down the street who've done nothing. They're investigating people who've done nothing. They're barging into people's house who've done nothing at all. The police are not part of the people anymore. The policing system has been broken. The policing system is is corporate, and whatever corporate interest has, this is what the police officers will do. This is who the police officers will protect. And this is one reason why Target, this is one reason why Walmart and all of these other corporate places, and this is why these people are going and burning down these places. Because they're corporate. They're the ones who are controlling the people instead of the people controlling the police. The police are hired by the people. That's the way it's supposed to be. But that is not the way it is. You vote for your politicians, but you don't vote for the police force. So the police force is just a bunch of men and women that you have no idea who they are, and they're stopping you for reasons unknown. And then when they stop you and you tell them, listen, what you're doing is not right. They say get out the car. Then they put your hands. Then they put you under arrest, which is kidnapping you. And you're still asking, what am I being arrested for? And they're saying, don't resist. And you're like, why? I'm not resisting, but why am I being arrested? They put you in handcuffs, put you in the back of the car. You're sitting in the back. Listen, I know a young lady who was sitting at a red light, and she really wanted to make the turn, and it said, don't turn on red, and she didn't, and the police officer sitting right there, but she really wanted to make that turn, but she didn't. She obeyed the law, and then when the light turned green, she turned, and a police officer whoop, got her out the car, put her in handcuffs, and put her in the back of the car. She was like, why did you arrest me? He said, because she said, I didn't make the turn. He said, but you wanted to. You arrested her for that? And then she was like, this is not right. And he was like, watch your mouth. Like, what? Who are you to arrest somebody for something they didn't do? You see what I mean? The police are abusing their power, and this is why people are rioting and looting, and it is not going to stop. It's not going to stop. In their mind, they're tearing down the people who are tearing down their families. In their mind, we're not going to have peace now. They are tearing up a lot of stuff in the places where they shop, and I don't condone it whatsoever, but they're angry. You know, they're going to not only going to corporate, but they're going to state houses, they're going to police stations, and I understand all of that. But eventually these guys are going to have to shop somewhere. And you're also harming people who had nothing to do with any of it because you have some shop owners that are not corporate. They saved up all this money to become shop owners, and then you go and just destroy and loot it, and they're not going to get that back. They're not going to get that back. They worked hard to open up these shops, and you guys just go in there and tear it up. So that just incenses me right there. But but the real issue is if we don't if we don't stop corporate America, then the police will not stop falsely arresting us. They will not stop shooting us in front of our children. They will not stop shooting our children. If we don't stop the people who are controlling the elections, the presidential elections, then we're going to keep having a president that we do not want, that the people did not vote for. So this thing is way bigger than a couple Walmarts and Targets and AutoZones. This thing is huge. It is huge. And America is not going to be the only ones who have to step in and say enough. Listen, there's going to be blood. There is. There is. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't noticed, the rioting isn't just happening in America. It's happening all over the world. And that's exactly what needs to happen. Listen, I don't think this is people think they're going out and rioting because of their passion. Listen, I think it's an act of God. I'm gonna tell you right now. There's just no way that all this rioting going on all at once, even before COVID-19. They're rioting all over the world against the police. In India, in Asia, in China. I mean, there's just this is before COVID-19 was a thing. They've been rioting against the police, open riots against the police. In Europe, and I just think it's going to get worse because everybody knows the truth. The people are not in control of the police force that is supposed to be protecting us. And if they're not protecting us, who is? Who do we go to? When the police investigate the police and say the police did no wrong of shooting a woman in her house playing with her nephew, you know what I'm saying? Or when they choked Eric Garner out and then said the police did no wrong. He died of asphyxiation, or natural causes like what corner? See, that corner needs to be strung up by his toes also. But the justice system failed us again. Eric Garner's killer should be in jail for 25 to life. Point, period, blank. It took them 5 years just to even do anything. And then they acquitted them. Johnny Gamage was murdered by 5 cops. Nothing happened. Hung jury. No, we're tired of the justice system. It's not justice. It's not justice. It is not for us. We're supposed to be, we pay into that system. We pay those people. We, the people, pay those people to lie to us and tell us these police officers are not guilty. No, we're done with that. Tear it down. Tear it all down. That's what's going to happen. That's what needs to happen. Tear it all down. Tell the police officers to go home. Listen, if you don't want to be involved in this, if you don't want this at your doorstep, if you don't want your houses, and your families involved in this, just go home. Just go home. Just say, you know what? I didn't sign up for this. Officers, you know, You didn't sign up for this. You're not the one out there abusing people. You did not sign up for this, police officer. Go home. You don't have to stand there on the front line and protect corporate America because it's about to get burned down. And what are you going to do when a mob shows up at your house? Because that's exactly what just happened. You may have 20, 30 police officers out here and a bunch of rounds, in some of these, cars, trucks, and vans you got. But when you got 500,000 people that show up and you start letting off rounds, eventually you're going to run out of bullets. Okay? When these people are so hungry for the truth that they're willing to lay down their life, listen, this is not what you want. This is not what you want. When you get that many people who are like, all right, let's go. And listen, they're not going to come empty handed. These people aren't showing up empty handed. You had that. You had peaceful protest. And you shot that boy in the chest in Louisiana for selling CDs. He didn't draw no weapon on the police officers. And you shot him and murdered him in cold blood. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. Ahmaud Arbery? No, 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 no. We're done. It's a done deal. Go home, police. I'm just telling police officers, go home. Go home. It's not your fight. It's no longer your fight. Just go home. When they ask you to show up with riot gear on and an M16 AR-15, just tell them no. I'm not doing that. Just go home to your family and love your family and take off your uniform and leave it, right at the precinct. Just be done with it. Get out of the policing business because now the occupational hazard of being a cop has just went up tenfold, 100-fold. Just don't be a cop. Don't. Wait until the smoke clears. Wait until the system is reformed. And then go and be a good cop like you are. You know what I'm saying? If you're not out here doing all the shooting and harassing and taking people's livelihoods from them, taking people's vehicles from them, and thinking it's a joke and thinking that ain't gonna never come back to you. If that's not you, if you actually were protecting the neighborhood and protecting the citizens and love the citizens, then you should not be a police officer right now. Go home. Tell them you resigned until this is all over because I did not sign up to kill citizens. Because this is what's going to happen. You're going to have to kill citizens. And if you're not interested in shooting citizens because they want justice, this is not because they're bad citizens. These are not bad people. These are people who want justice. And you're going to be ordered to stop and kill these people. If this is not what you want, then you should put down your badge and your gun right now and go home because that's what's going to happen. And when the U.S. military comes out, listen, the U.S. military may relieve you of your duty temporarily. You don't want that either. You don't want that noise. You do not want the U.S. military to come out and say, you know what, we'll take it from here. This is not what you want. Because if they do, civility is a thing of the past. They got the National Guard out. Wait until the regular army come out. Wait until the tanks start rolling down the street. Wait until this whole COVID-19 thing kicks into full gear again. Just wait. You think it's bad now? You think they're riding now? Oh no 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 no. This is just poppycock to what's gonna really happen. Wait until you have to step over dead bodies just to go to the grocery store. Wait until you have to bargain for toilet paper. Oh, it's going to get real, people. Wait until the dollar sinks down to nothing. You could have 10 grand in your pocket and you can't buy toothpaste. Oh, it's about to get real. It's about to get real. You went and listen. These people went and are tearing down corporate America. You think corporate America is gonna just go and casually rebuild these places and keep rebuilding them? No, no. Corporate interest. We know Donald Trump is a corporate president. We know this. You think they're not hoarding and hiding all the things that they want, and just you think they can't cut off the food supplies? And listen, it's about to get terrible. It's about to get terrible. You've seen a couple thousand people hit the streets angry. Wait until a couple million people hit the street angry. Listen, the army's not ready for that. Mr. President, you're not ready for that. You're not ready for that. You're not ready for every man, woman, and child to get out on the street and come down the street, arms locked, full force. You are not ready for that. You're not ready for people to stand before a Gatling gun and say, I dare you to shoot me. You are not ready for that kind of carnage. You're not. You do not want this. You do not want to send out Blackhawks and Cobras and start firing on the American people. This is not what you want. Because hiding in your bunker, listen, eventually somebody's going to find your bunker. And they know the face of tyranny. They know who's doing this to them. And there's just way too many people for you to contend with it. And you think that the people who actually survive all of that are going to want to hear your voice? You think they're going to want to be a part of your system? You think that listen, do you think that you'll still be the president? Is that what you think? Do you think there will still be a president? Do you think presidential power will mean anything? The only reason why presidential power is a thing is because of the U.S. military. But what happens when the U.S. military is eating its own? What happens when the U.S. military is no longer obeying your orders? What happens when they realize that they don't want to kill their own citizens? Because this is what's going to happen. When everyone comes out hungry, frustrated, and doesn't give a damn about martial law, when all of your tanks are out on the street and people are still standing in front of them like, do your worst. I'm ready to die today. When you get that type of mentality, you better put your tanks away. You better put your Cobras away. You better put your F-22s away, your 35s away. You better put your all your sonic weapons away, all your bombs. You better put all of those away because America will be the thing of the past. You better put it all away. Don't you ever threaten the American people with the American army. Don't you ever do that. Don't you ever threaten the American people with the U.S. Army. Don't ever do it. Because you're just going to have complete anarchy. You're going to have a system that, listen, there'll be so many dead bodies in the street that you're not going to want to live here. And it's going to all be your fault. And they're going to find you. They're going to catch up to you and there will be justice. What you should do, Mr. President, is find a way to get those people who are controlling you and say, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. We're going to give the people exactly what they want, which is justice. We're not going to, you went and arrested this guy and gave him third degree? Absolutely not. Him and his four cronies, even if we got to make an example out of them, they're all about to do life in prison with no parole. And that's it. And that's mercy. Because you could give them the death penalty. Because when people kill the police, they do what? They want to kill them. Next thing you know, their families are going missing. No, no, no. What you should do, Mr. President, is step in right now and reform the whole system. Make it an executive order. But don't threaten us with the U.S. Army. Listen. There are people already dying on the street. They're already dying by you guys' hands. Don't threaten us with starvation. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because death is not a game. And that's what you did. You threatened to kill us. You threatened to kill us, Mr. President. It is quite clear that you are not of the people. Talking about when the riot, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, you are not for the people, Mr. President. You are not an American president. You are a corporate president with corporate interest, and that's it. And any soldier out there, any U.S. soldier out there, do not listen to this president. And I know it's a court martial or it's an Article 15, but don't draw weapons on us. Don't go and say I'm following orders, so I'm about to shoot you. Don't do it. Not for justice. If these people came and shot at you and shot at your family, I can understand that. But don't kill people because they want justice. That's a stain that you'll never get off of you. This young man just wanted justice and we killed him. That's what everybody is upset about. The corporate interest has sucked the money out of the financial system and has left the young people with no future. You got people who are coming home with degrees and they're still living with mom and pop because they can't afford to live. You got corporate giants still getting all this money, and then you got Sally Mae and those people who are you're paying for your student loans for the rest of your life. How is that? How is that a future? You're and listen, when you pay your student loans, only maybe 10% of that goes to the principal. You're paying the interest. It's never going to go away, people. How is this helping the American dream? When I'm strapped down so tight because I wanted to get an education, I wanted to buy a home and have a family. Now a corporate, and then Sally Mae, those people are going on vacation. How is this helping the young people? What kind of future is that? You tell us to go get an education, we go get an education, and then you bind us for the rest of our life. For the rest of our life. For the rest of your natural life, you're paying back those student loans. They won't let you go. It's like a bad contract, music contract or something. This is pretty much what it is. It is a contract that will not let you go and you owe them. And if you don't pay them, then they come and do all kind of heinous things to you. They won't let you go. No. No. Tear the system down. Mr. President, you should be marching with us. But instead, you're too stupid to realize that America is no longer America. You're too damn dumb because you're hiding behind the power of the U.S. military, thinking that they're just a bunch of machines, but they're not. The U.S. military isn't made of a complete autonomous AI system. Those are real people, and you're gonna be and listen. And their cities are burning down right now. Those are real people. Their cities are on fire, and they're not gonna be saying, "Oh, these people deserve to die." They want justice. And you should be right there with them, not talking about when the looting starts, the shooting starts, Mr. President. You are clearly an idiot to me. That's an idiotic thing to say. You should be tweeting about the man who lost his life and saying this is unacceptable, this is un-American. According to the written Constitution, every man has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. According to the Constitution, we hold these things to be, however that goes. Read the Constitution and look what it says about the police. The power of the police, according to the Constitution, is given to the police by the people. If the police aren't policing by the people, then who are they policing for? We are at war, ladies and gentlemen. The Constitution is no longer a factor. This is not the America that was supposed to be built up for everyone, but it was built by everyone. Listen, it incenses me when white people think that, and not all white people, when somebody says, oh, modern world was made by white people. It's like, are you out of your mind? America is white America. It's just like, do you know how America became? Do you know how many races were involved in building America? Because you clearly don't know. If you think that white America, the dominant race, is the ones who did everything, and they're the ones who built everything. There are so many people that come into this country who are literal geniuses and help this country out all the time. And you know how they do it? The visa. They come here on a visa and then they contribute to this country. But when their visa runs out, then they're no longer in the country. And this country threatens to cut off other nationalities' visa if they don't come into the country and contribute. Some of these mathematicians in India and all these other people, these people are brilliant. They're not American. They're not white American. But when they come here and contribute to America, then you guys go ahead and take the credibility for something that you didn't do. This person isn't from the US. This person is from Bangladesh. This person is from Sri Lanka. This person is from Mumbai. This person is from Nigeria. Those are some brilliant people in Nigeria. This person comes from the Virgin Islands and whatnot, but yet because they come to the U.S., contribute to the U.S. on a visa, and create something outstanding that helps America run, like streetlights, like help the U.S. Get to space. White people didn't get to space on their own. You guys are, you guys are out of your mind. They didn't get to space on their own. They didn't even build the computer. It wasn't built by white people. Just come on, cut it out with the white people built modern world. No, people built the modern world. And every race contributed to it. A lot of things you guys are still trying to figure out, other people have figured out. Go look at Taiwan and look how they handled COVID-19. I mean, come on. It's just ridiculous for people to even think that white people contributed everything to the U.S. and it's owned by white people. This land is not your land. This land is our land. Our land. You don't have the right to hunt somebody down because they're walking down the street. This is not your neighborhood. You don't own this street. You own the house that you're paying for, which is actually owned by the bank. That's what you own. You don't own the street. The street is a public street. It is paid for by tax dollars of the public. Of the public. You don't own it. Just because a bunch of individuals who are of the same race live on this block, they do not own the block. This is a facade. They don't own the block. The public owns the block. Anybody should be able to walk down the street without being shot and killed. Now, of course, this is not the case. But according to the Constitution, according to the written law, okay, something that was written a long time ago, before you were even thought of, that's the way America is. But it's not the way America operates. We just had a guy who was walking in a so-called white neighborhood, and they stopped him, and he had a gun. And I'm not talking about Ahmaud Arbery. I'm talking about another case. And the two guys did the same thing that they did in the Ahmaud Arbery case. They followed the guy, and they drew a gun on him. And then they told him that he was trespassing. He's like, I'm walking in a public street. They said, you don't belong here. Uh, wait, what? My great parents didn't pick cotton in order to help this community out? Well, wait a minute. This community right here had nothing to do with the money that was made off of free labor? That's what you're telling me. The free labor, the money, the free labor that the Africans, thousands and millions of Africans contributed to because they got no pay. The free labor that they contributed to, this area right here did not benefit off of none of it, is what you're telling me. That's what you're telling me. Because we can look it up, and I guarantee you that there was some type of financial benefit that this community got from the free labor of the Africans. I guarantee it. I guarantee it right now. So don't tell me that I can't walk down the street. I can walk down the street with my head held high because I've been working on this street long before you were even thought of. All right? And I'm going to walk right down the damn street. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm gonna do, and I might be back tomorrow with more of us, and we're gonna walk down the street because we know who built these streets. We know where the money came from to build these streets. We know this. All right, cut it out. You can't have that much free labor all over America. And don't say it was just in the South because it wasn't. All right, it wasn't just in the South. Not to mention the jail system, 2 million people in jail. Guess who's most of those people are who are in jail? And guess what they're doing? They're working. When you go to a prison, you don't just go there and sit on your ass all day. Listen, they call themselves, this is just brilliant. So they put guns in the street and they put crack in the street and they let I mean, Port-au-Prince and all those ports in Miami, Port of Miami, they let all those drugs come into the system. Listen, America was flying drugs into the system. If you guys don't believe that, you need to look up the Fast and Furious, and I'm not talking about the movie. Look at the Fast and Furious during President Obama's administration. Just look up the Fast and Furious program and see why Eric Holder lost his job. Okay, just look it up. Just look it up. And you'll see how the government deals with drug dealers and so-called thugs that they hate and all these people you don't want to come in from Mexico. It's all a fallacy. We use Mexico's oil. Do you know how we get that oil? The cartel. The cartel takes the oil, brings it right over the border, and the border police let them in. Truckloads of oil. Because we're not going to say no to oil. We know the cartel. Why do you think that the American army isn't going over there after the cartel? Oh, no, no, no. But we'll invade other countries in a heartbeat. You know why? Because we want their oil. Why are we in Iraq? Why did we go to Iran? Why are we we just invaded another country this year. Iran, yeah, right, we're in Iran. Why are we in Iran? The oil. Cut the nonsense out. Cut the nonsense out. Cut the nonsense out, Mr. President. You need to recant that statement on Twitter, and you need to turn the whole thing around, and you need to tell the American because all you did was just make more people mad. Oh, you gonna start shooting us if we start looting? You need to come to your senses, Mr. President, and you need to say, you need to issue an apology for just saying something stupid again. Why does he even have a Twitter account? Why? Why? I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And for all you people who were hoarding food and decided not to hoard food anymore because the restaurants and everything are opening up, get yourself a an extra refrigerator. You can afford one. They're pretty cheap. Just look on Facebook and buy one. Doesn't have to be pretty. Doesn't have to be pretty. You can get one for $100 and some less than that. Get yourself some extra food and stack that refrigerator. This is your rainy day refrigerator. And make sure you're always looking in it for mold and stuff like that. Keep it nice, spray it down. I don't mean put it in the garage and forget about it. I mean take care of it. Because it might be the most valuable thing in the damn house within a couple months from now. Get yourself an extra refrigerator, get yourself an ice box. And if you can afford it, if you can afford it, get yourself a generator, an electric generator. Okay. Now, generators, some of them are noisy. Some of the more expensive ones aren't noisy. Some of them run off of gas. Some of them run off of solar power. Some of them you can actually carry, and they can hook up to other generators. But get yourself a generator that at the very least can put out 220 or 240. Most of them will put out 5,000, 10,000, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you have a gas generator, get one. Get an electric generator, get one. If you can afford a solar generator, get one. I've been looking at them real hard. They're a few $1,000s. But if you have one, you will be king. And that's just it. You'll be king and queen. And that's just it. That's just it. Because if the gas goes out, you can't use your gas generator. You can't fill it up with nothing. Not unless you create corn oil, not unless you or a vegetable oil and fuel your which I know somebody who actually does that. Their truck runs off of plant fuel, and they have a farm, so they don't buy gas. They just rig their truck up to you know so they're good as long as their plants are growing. You know, so if you're smart like that, do that. But if you can't afford a solar generator, if you have a house and you can afford solar panels, anything solar that you can get your hands onto, solar battery packs, just anything solar. Start studying how solar energy works. And I'm not calling you guys stupid. What I'm saying is, it's better to have and not need than to need and not have. Let's just say this whole thing boils over. In America, I don't know. It's not going to come to its senses. But let's just say best case scenario, and it does. It's not, but say it does, and things go back to what we consider normal. It'll never happen, but it does. Then okay, fine. You have a really nice generator that you can use. You got a fridge full of food. Eventually, you'll eat. Eventually, not a big deal. There's no loss there. You didn't buy something that you don't need. You can use both of them. Okay, fine. But if the fits does hit the shan, you have a refrigerator full of food, and you have a generator that you definitely will need. Because if the power goes out, oh baby, oh baby. All right? So we have to wise up, and we have to think on our feet, and we have to use some forward thinking. We do. We cannot rely on the system anymore. We can't. The system is broken. The system is not for you. The system is for themselves. Corporate is for corporate. They are not for the people. They're all about using the people. You are of the people. You're on your own. If the U.S. military comes out, and they are coming out, they're already out. But if the president is true to his word, and we know that he is, and he sends more U.S. military people out, guess what? They are not there for your benefit. They are there to protect what? Corporate interests. The president is a corporate president. That's what he is. He is not of the people. If he was, he would have never said that. He's making it known. And he's not saying, "Oh, if the looting starts and the shooting starts." No, you wouldn't even say that. There are so many alternatives to looting than killing people. He's saying, "I will kill you if you start looting." You don't say, "Oh, just gonna wound you." That isn't what he said. He said he's going to kill you if you start looting. I don't know if somebody else read that wrong. But the president said if the looting starts, then the shooting starts. They're going to kill looters. This president is not for you. He's not. He's not for you. He has no interest in you. That's just it. And anyone under him who follows his orders in his rules, they are not for you. They are against you. You're on your own. We, the people, we are the army. All right? We're the people's army. And you can think that this is some type of movie and it's all going to go away in 2 hours and 30 minutes, but it's not. It's not. And it sounds corny and cliche, sounds like Red Dawn or something like that, but it's the truth. And listen, if we're busy fighting each other, if the American army, the U.S. Army, is fighting ourselves, then it's going to take nothing for somebody else to come and invade us. It's just going to take nothing. It's going to take no effort for somebody to cross the water and invade this country and completely take it over. And here's the thing. The African American soldier, when the British was fighting against the Americans, they started switching sides because of slavery. They got tired of being called out of their name. They got tired of being mistreated because of their color. So they're just like, fine, we're going to switch sides. So if someone invades this country, and they can, don't think it's not possible. Listen, most of our ships aren't even in the U.S. They're out monitoring the Strait of Hormuz. They're out, off the South China Seas. Why are you worried about what China is doing in their water? Because they're building up land. Why are you so worried about that? It's their water. That's where our boats are. If somebody invades this country, you're going to have American people going, well, fine. Are you going to make it a better country? You're going to have people switch sides because of the promise of a fair country. It is highly possible. And this sounds all kind of, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are calling it, but I'm not a trader. I'm just saying the possibilities. Listen, I'm from this country. I've been born here, I've been raised here, but I've been to a few different countries, some beautiful countries. I am not against America. I'm all for America. It hurts me to see America on fire. I'm against the corporate entities that are running America into the ground. I'm against those people who destroyed our music. I hate the fact that they destroyed our music. I'm against those people. You know what I'm saying? Go back to your own country and destroy your own country. Don't come over here and destroy this country. But they're doing it because, they can. I'm against people who start meaningless wars and don't care nothing about you or your children dying. I'm against those people. America can be a great place, but you have just a few people who are controlling America like a puppet. And they're controlling these other countries too, like a puppet. And those people need to go. They need their own planet. Leave us alone. Let this country heal. Let this country be exactly what it is, a great melting pot and a great collage of minds that can pretty much do anything they put their mind to. Anything. I mean, you got Elon Musk. He's blowing up stuff, but still, this dude is going into space. Come on now. Anybody can do that. He didn't do it on his own. Elon Musk didn't go and build a supercar and then say, I'm going to build a rocket. He had very smart people come together and help him, and that's American. That's what America is. And those people aren't all white people. Heck, I used to live next door to a little genius, and I didn't even realize it. It was a little young girl. I didn't realize she was so dang brilliant until one day I had a talk with her right when she was graduating high school. I said, I was like, oh, you're graduating high school. I thought she was, younger than that. She's like, no, I'm graduating. I said, so where are you gonna go to school? She's like, I'm gonna go to OSU. I'm like, what are you gonna take? And she's like, well, I took a lot of calculus and blah blah blah. She's like, so I'm gonna be, I don't know, some type of engineer. It's like, who you want to work for? She's like, either NASA or Elon Musk. She's like, I want to learn, I want to know more about space. I want to learn, I want to work at a space station. She said the reason why you didn't see me a lot is because I was doing a lot of calculus. It's why she stayed in the house so much. That is just the most beautiful thing. I mean, this kid is brilliant. He's a black woman. This black woman. She's like, I'm going to go and make America better. I'm going to go. Listen, this is her whole modus operandi. She knew exactly what she wanted before she graduated high school. She was working on her future long before high school was. She probably been working on it since she was a kid. Listen, I remember talking to this one young lady, and she had a 6-year-old little girl, and the little girl was running around, doing what little girls do. And I talked to her, and I looked at the little girl, and I said, "So what do you want to be when you grow up?" And she said, "A spy." And I was like, "A spy?" And the little girl was serious. She knew what she wanted to be, and I was like, "Wow!" Like, what made her say a spy? And I love talking to young people and them telling me exactly what they want to be, and they don't have no waver about it. I love to hear that. What do you want to be? I want to be an engineer. What do you want to be? I want to be a cook. What do you want to be? They know what they want to be, and I don't have nothing against those who don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people don't know what they want to be until they're 50. The next thing you know, like me, like I wanted to be so many things that I couldn't be, but I still had a dream of being, but now I have so many hats. It's just ridiculous. But I just graduated. I just graduated college 2 years ago. I graduated college 2 years ago. I'm 52 years old. And I know a profession that I would really like to be in. So I'm just saying, there's just, don't stop wanting to be something because you're old. Okay, I have a college degree too. Exactly. Yeah, you know exactly what you're talking about. Right. It's like America is a melting pot of beautiful people, and I hate the people who are destroying it. A militia said they will attack soon. Doesn't surprise me then. I mean, there's Ohio militia, there's Michigan. Michigan's not far from me. Time to stop voting Democrat. Those fools have been playing us way too long. Joe Biden, he gonna do that. That man is fake. I don't know what to say about sleepy Joe Biden. Read the comments for goodness sake. I am so sorry. Okay, so the reason why I wasn't reading the comments is because when a comment comes up, it usually flashes, but when there's a bunch of comments come up at once, I don't I don't know that it doesn't do that. So that's why I didn't know that there were any comments. Okay, so Mr. Wanger, there you go. Sorry about that. When it's one comment, it tells me, but when a bunch of them come up at once, it doesn't tell me. So I'm sorry, I didn't create this. Where are you relying? Where are you relying, and are you going to stream? I'm streaming now. Maybe you're not talking to me. Yes, survival kits. Exactly. Non-perishable food. Look, I'm already on that. I already went and started mine. Better late than never. Better to have and not need. Exactly. You skipped a bunch of comments. Okay, I'm gonna go back and read more. Okay, so Mr. Wanger, one man here talking to a bunch of people. I got you, bro. I'm gonna go through the comments and okay, all good, man. Sorry, I will take care of it. Okay, this is the last comment. Uh, sure, it's worth it. Me too. You are going to rally. Oh, okay. Am I going to a rally? I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm going to go to a rally. It all depends on what they're doing at the rally. Now I know you guys are like they're rallying, but I'm not going there to confront the police. You gotta understand, like I'm not going to go and start yelling at the police because that's not going to do any good. But there are some people I know they're having a peaceful protest, and they are speaking out on things, and I wouldn't mind going and listen to them and things along that line. So they're controlling the media. Oh, I did skip a lot. Okay, so let me get back up here. I'm sorry, Mr. Winger. They all came at once. Okay, okay. I'm gonna start with. Wow, you guys been talking. I am so sorry. Okay. Good morning. I read that. Man, this is crazy. We got like 10 cities. Okay, I did read that from Mr. Ranger. This is the worst it's been. Okay, I did read that. I think it's all staged. Okay, I did read that. I'm trying to keep up with you, sir. All right. Okay, I think this is where I left off. Same thing happening in Hong Kong. Okay, you are correct. Same thing's happening in Hong Kong. They've been riding out there. They've been going off out there because but they're that's a dictatorship out there. So they're going against the dictatorship. Hong Kong foreshadowing of America. Hong Kong is no longer a free state. Yeah, yeah, 100%. As of last week. Yeah, they could tell that guy was a cop. CJ, he was, with his straight lace behind. Get on up out of here. Getting a job. Okay, read that. Yeah, things are good. Burn everything. Capitol building. It won't change anything. Government is not a building. 100%. 100%. This is why I said, is it worth it? The real government is a shadow government. This is true. And they wanted to depopulation for a long time. You're talking about the Georgia Guidestones. Chaos and destruction, death and depopulation all together. They got control of the media, is a satanic. They want suffering. They do. They do. They're adding to this. Movies, advertising, music, college, it's all designed to ruin people. I don't think college is designed to ruin people. I just think that the system, the collegiate system, somebody came along and said, hey, how can we benefit off of this? The banks are not controlled by the people. We know this. Listen, according to the Bible, you're not even supposed to charge interest. Okay? I mean, it just this whole this whole financial system is just completely wrong. I mean, we started off trading, but this whole financial system is just it's been hijacked, and it just isn't working for everybody. This is why you have so many people who are starving, and other people, a small percent have all the money, and the other people who are starving, they got control of the media. Okay. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah, a pile of bricks, social engineering, porn will ruin you too, of course, because it ruins your mind. Rewire your brain. Okay, there it is. Yeah, rewire your brain, hold off reality. Yeah, playing gun noises. Yeah, the old dude was playing gun noises. Yeah, it's true that they do like that. Damn, it happens every election year. They try to get people mad at Republicans. Spare these fools, whatever was it about? I have yet to hear the police officer read a person under arrest their Miranda rights. You know, Miranda was actually a real person. Miranda rights isn't just some name that they came out of nowhere. That it's a Miranda is a real person. Yo, comments. Okay, I'm trying to get it together, Mr. Wanger. I apologize, sir. Varied by state. Trump 2020. Well, we all know he's going to win the election because the election is false. Media will take care of all looters and building destruction. Or Mega will take care. Well, they're all going to get their money. They're all insured. We seen what AIG did during 9/11. I mean, come on. Those guys made out like bandits. There was one guy even destroyed building 6. He destroyed his own building just to get billions of dollars out of the bailout system. It's just ridiculous. I've waited 40 minutes for this dude to read comments. Okay, I just read your comments. So that I didn't even know these comments were here. So they could. I had no idea that you guys were leaving comments. When they all come at once, I don't get I don't get anything. I don't know that they're comments. So I am trying, Mr. Wanger. Please be patient, sir. So they couldn't get rid of Trump. So now we're going to use protest. Pro- well, they're not protesting the president. Let me just say this real quick, and I'll go back to reading comments so Mr. Wanger doesn't get upset, any more upset. We protested presidents before, all right? Protested and impeached them. We protested false elections, the Bush, not Daddy Bush, but his son, George Bush. So we as the people, I didn't, but the people protested when his inauguration. They threw eggs at his moving, whatever they call that. Forgot what they call it. So there has been protest of presidents. Protest doesn't get rid of presidents. They protested against this president and impeached him. But I think if the Senate doesn't, I think two different bodies have to impeach him for him to actually be thrown out. So this isn't like Tricky Dick. Tricky Dick was impeached, wasn't he? And I think he was kicked out. One of you guys can help me out. And I think George Clinton, Bill Clinton, not George Clinton, Bill Clinton. George Clinton's a musician. Bill Clinton was impeached, wasn't he? And I think they got rid of him, Mister. I did not have sex with Monica Lewinsky, even though I did let her give me, fellatio in the Oval Office. So I think he was impeached. And there was a president some years ago, 100 or so years ago, who was impeached also. All right, so let me get back to this. Riots are only going to bring more pain. Yep, this is true. What's up, Kevin? What's up, bro? I have a call. Okay, so I read this. I have a caller to be too. You know exactly what you're talking about. Thank you. Okay, so let me dip down here because there's some more. Me too. You're going to the rally. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to go to rally. I am sorry, man. Keep doing your thing. Well, sir, I apologize. So we can all get on the same sheet of music here. I want everybody to, I love the conversation. Like, I'm not here to give a filibuster. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to listen and to learn. And, you know what I'm saying? So I love the conversation. Um, we know where this is going. NWO, depopulation control, or world religion, and the Great Return. Exactly. In between colossal disaster. In between colossal disaster. See, this is why I was, making comments about the president, talking about when a looting starts, the shooting starts. Like, you don't want that type of firepower out in the American streets. But you gotta understand, this president, this president is pretty much a biblical president to me. This is the type of mentality that will push the button. Listen, when the president became president, before he became president, when they were having meetings, he was asking about nukes. He was like, "How many nukes do we have?" And then he was like, "Why don't we use them?" This is the type of president that the Bible talks about. This is the type of guy who will be like, a fly, landed in my soup, push the button. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy is not a politician whatsoever. He has, to me, a one track mind. Listen to the way he was talking about COVID-19 and how to heal people and what to put into people's system and things like that. Just listen to how he speaks without thinking, without a rational thought, and then tries to recant by saying he was joking. You're the president saying this to everyone. You're not saying this in a meeting. You're saying this over the air so everyone in the world can hear you. And then you're saying you're joking. And did you look at that woman's face, the doctor? He was talking to her and saying putting bleach or Clorox in people's blood or whatever, disinfectant, because disinfectant helps. Did you see her face? Her face, she just looked at him like, and just put her head down like he can't be serious. And then, of course, he comes out the next day and he's like, "I'm not serious." These types of mistakes are costly. Like, I don't know who hired this guy. I don't know who hired him, but I struggle with Donald Trump. You want to love him. You want to be like, yeah, um, kick ass and take names, Mr. Trump. Yeah, hold down the fort 100%. But that's not what he's doing. He's just not for us. He worries me. He scares me, is what he does. Where's the Arby's at? I don't understand the question. Google it. Hello. How you doing, sir? Or ma'am? Bruce City at Bruce City. Hell. Hell saucy. Hell. Hell. Where's the Arby's at? Arby's is delicious. Arby's is delicious. Arby's is quite delicious. Trump 2020. Well, we already know Trump's going to win the election. So, yeah. Anyways, so back to talking about the future of the young Americans who are the ones out there. Those are the ones out there marching, the young Americans. Okay, those are the ones who are out there, and they're not stupid. Okay, we know that they're educated people. We know that the education system is failing them. We know that the financial system is failing them. Uh, we know that the political system is failing them. So when you have the justice system not protecting them whatsoever, the justice system's failing them too. Listen, this young generation is seeing more failure in every system than any other generation, than any other civil generation, because slavery was not civil. But in any other generation, this generation is seeing a complete collapse in the system. I mean, it is. You can't tell me the only system that's working for them is the social system. That's it. Their ability to communicate. That's the only thing that's working for them. And some of them are making money off of that. They're like, fine, let me make money off of this. But every other system is breaking down right in front of their face. I mean, breaking down to its entirety, down to its bare bones, down to its core. Every system is being is dilapidating and it's corrosive, and they can see that it's corrosive. They share this information with each other. When they see something, they talk about it. Don't mind my hair. That's what you do. You talk about it, you share it, they analyze, they super analyze it, and then they try to figure out, is it for me or is it against me? They try to figure out, why is there a breakdown? And where do we go from here? You have social generals and social captains, and there's a whole ranking system in the social media, and everybody is important. Every soldier in the social media army has intel. Everyone is the news. Look at look at when some of these things happen, how all these people have an opinion on exactly what happened, and they can rebut other opinions. It's like a whole court system going on. When Kanika Jenkins lost her life, you had people coming out saying, "No, no, no! Look at this part of the video, and look at the." I mean, they sounded like forensic professionals and corporate lawyers. They were so into it on what happened. In their eyes, millions of eyes are on these. So you're not listen. You're not fooling anybody anymore. Let me get to some of these comments. You're not fooling nobody. I do not smoke or drink, but thank you very much. Okay, let me go up. Wow, these comments come in quick. If I was on that 110 freeway, I would have kept driving. Oh, what happened on the 110? What happened on the 110? They blocked the freeway in Mount. Oh, they blocked the freeway. Wow. Hey, you didn't hail me. Is this the Rona hair? All right, man. I got the Rona hair. Oh, man. I think you smoked a split. Oh, man. I look that bad. That's cool. That's cool because I'm talking to you as a regular guy. I don't want to get all fancied up. Wake and bake? No, I do not wake and bake. We are all Illuminati now, eating itself from the inside out. I'm not. Would you still have survived if you could do it again? Would it still have served? I mean, yes, yes, I would have, but I would have did it differently, knowing what I know now. Okay, for one, my lineage, my father served in the army, so there was that going on. My older brother served in the army when I was in the army, and stayed in longer than me. My younger sister was in the army on my dad's side. My I have another sister. I think she's younger than me. Another sister on my dad's side who also served. Her son is now in the army. So there's a bunch of my family who are in the army. So yes, I would have served in the army. But what I would have done first, see, let's do a little background on me. It's a good question. I played high school football, all right, and I was just okay. But I was okay enough to get noticed by Slippery Rock and Penn State. They both sent me letters, especially because one day I had broke a record for 8 consecutive hits in one game. And just, it took my name from being average to we might want this guy on our defense. I was playing nose guard, a position I usually don't even play, but coach put me in at it. And I really had a great game. Fumble recovery, I really did good that game. And but the next game, Riverside had scouted it, and they double teamed me the whole game, to the point where the coach was like, "Do you even want to play?" He asked me that. I was like, "Coach, you're double teaming me. Like, what do you want me to do?" Plus, it's a nose guard position. These guys are heavier than me, so they're just moving me right out the way, and running right up the middle. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm only one person. So, anyways, with that letter, and with those letters coming to me, I also um, I just start mixing it up with the wrong people in high school, and then next thing you know, I did graduate, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna play football. What I would have done if I know what I know now, I would have went ahead and played for Penn State for Joe Pa, even though we wouldn't have known all the stuff that was going on with Joe Pa back then. I would have played for Penn State and graduated. That would have been my modus operandi. But I would have graduated college and then went into the military in the same profession, which was food service. But I would have went in to be a chief. So I would have been in the healthcare business as I would have went in as a chief, which is a warrant officer. So I wouldn't have went in enlisted, and I don't want to be an officer, but I admired the position of warrant officer. As a matter of fact, after I graduated, I called the military and asking what is the cutoff to get into the military, but I am way too old to get in. So I'm interested. I would be interested in being a chief. So just to let you guys know that, and I would have probably had a longer career in the military as a chief if I would have went in as a chief. All right, so yes, I would have done it again. All right. Hell, horsey sauce, Chick-fil-A. Horsey sauce. Oh, nice. Thank you for your service. Thank you, sir. Ha ha ha. My siblings and I used to call each other horsey sauce as an insult when we were in grade school. It's silly great phrase. Okay. All right. They burned the third precinct to the ground. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they did. And that's not going to be the only one. That's not going to be the only one at all. And the lines they use everywhere are the same. I don't know what you're talking about there. Now I understand what you're saying. Justice for Arby's. They must have burned down the Arby's. I used to like Arby's, but they burned everything down. I'm not. I'm not. I understand. Listen, I understand they're heated. No pun intended. I wouldn't have burned everything down, but they're moving like one hand. They're moving like a fist, and they're just punishing everything without question. They're upset, and they're like everything's gonna burn. I mean, some of the fires they set on the first night was just like wow, and you're just watching it burn like damn, you're not even thinking about the firemen who got to come and put this out. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about, because we're not mad at firemen. Like, firemen are great people. We all have our issues, but they're firemen. Like, we don't want to jeopardize them, but that's who has to come and put this out. The firemen and women. I'm like, nah, bro. Nah, we not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Breaking into stuff. I mean, but setting fire, somebody could die going in there trying to put this out. I'm not with that at all, man. I'm not for any of that. Saw your Arby's was burned by protesting. You must be in Minnesota. Damn. Why would they burn Arby's? Just because they're just mad. They're just mad. Damn. See, those people aren't mad about those people who are doing that. I don't think they give a damn about who died. They're just like, oh, we're looting and setting things on fire. A bunch of arsonists. Oh yeah, let's go. I get a chance to be what I really am, a destructive individual. Aw, still like Arby's roast beef. Heck, I might go get some Arby's now that you guys are talking. I'm going to get some Arby's. There's an Arby's right down the street. I'm going to get some doggone Arby's. I should film it. I should put my clothes on right now and go get Arby's for our Arby's brothers and sisters. Did you hear about the National Guard having M14s with no clips? No, I didn't hear about that. Look, I don't think the National, for one, the National Guard, these are weekend warriors, aren't they? They're weekend warriors. I don't think they're in it to start killing people who are protesting over somebody's timely, you know, murder. I don't. I couldn't be a National Guard and go, these people want justice, so I'm just going to start murdering them. Like, get out of here. Oh, give these people what they want. No man's life worth destroying other people's business. Well, I'm not going to agree with that. Not going to agree with that at all. Antifa, I heard people just burning because the business have insurance to pay for everything. This is true. They do. But when you burn something down, you take the chance of that business not coming back. You take the chance of the powers that be coming out in full force. You take the chance of people losing their life. The firefighters who have to put it out. It's just not a good thing to do. I just want my curly fry. I know. Bring them back. Give me that a little crispy. Fine, I'll eat them. I just got really long topics. I'm totally going to. I'm on my way. I'm telling you now. I already know what I'm getting. I'm getting a roast beef sandwich, and I haven't had a roast beef sandwich in years. I'm totally. I'm about to get dressed. Heck, I'm gonna take you guys with me. But I got to keep reading these comments because Mr. Wangers, he's gonna go off if I don't keep reading these. So I can't even put the phone down because I don't want Mr. Wanger losing it on me. National Guard posted up in Minnesota to protect the firefighters with no clips. Well, I don't think the firefighters need protecting. I mean, whoever goes after firefighters, look, they need to, they. If you go after firefighters, I'm coming after you. M14s. Did they use those in Vietnam? What to get? Saucified. Bring some up here, saucy. If you go into Arby's, gotta smoke a blunt first. I do not smoke. M16s. Yeah, there you go. That's what I had when I was in the service. Anyone ring the ball at Art? Ring the bell at Arby's? Nobody rings the bell at Arby's. Let me rephrase. One person's life isn't worth destroying other people's livelihood. One person's life isn't worth destroying other people's livelihood. I disagree. Do your thing. No, Mr. Wanger, no, you done fussed me out already. I'm reading these comments, bro. Read some sauce on read sauce on his comments. They were attacking the firefight. Oh, you attacked the firefighters. You're just a dumbass. Major thanks, bro. You you got my back. You're just a super. You're just a super dumbass if you're attacking firefighters. What kind of dumbass does that? You know, you want to set something on fire, you set it on fire, but don't attack the firefighters, man. If I was in one of those rides, I'm too old to be doing that, and I saw somebody attacking firefighters, I would attack them. I really would. I'd be like, man, if you don't get your stupid ass out of here. All right, I'm going to Arby's, guys. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I gotta get dressed. I'll play some music. Road trip to Arby's. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hold on. Let me get you guys some music. It's gonna be the same beat rating. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Boop, 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 boop. Dun, 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 dun. That is actually a nice truck, and I wouldn't mind getting it. Let's see. Let me see. Keys out, keys. Keys, my keys. I am taking a stream. I had to get dressed. The track is mine. I made it up last night. The music you're listening to is my music. I just made both those songs up like a day ago. Yeah, that's all my music. I'm not even done with them. I'll be bored and just start making music. So it's good out here. That song isn't even... Yeah, it feels nice out here. Let me read some of these comments before I go. I'm digging the music. Okay, do your thing. Major things, bro. Road trip. Oh, but my IC is there. Roller 2. With the comments being up. The top. 2. Digging the music, y'all. This is nice. I'm glad you guys like the music. Super dope beat. Yeah, those are all my beats. Yeah, I was still getting ready. I saw it's quite nice. Get your clock speed up for sure. Okay, I'm glad you guys like that music. Okay. All right, I'm just reading all the comments and then I'm gonna start driving. Where can you find the track? I'll put it on iTunes eventually. Waves, road trip. Damn, man. That's some skill, bro. Yeah. Keep it up. Even better. I use Logic. Yeah, that was Logic that you were listening to. How much do you love us right now? A whole lot. All right, so I got the hoopty fired up. Automatic starter and all. Yeah. Bum 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 bum. Let's see if I can get some love today. Yeah, all right. Let's go. Arby's, right? I ain't ate at Arby's in a long time. Bum 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 bum. Yeah.
Bum, bum. Yeah. Let's go see if we can. So there's a, I'll tell you what I order. I already know what I'm gonna order. I'm gonna get some curly fries. I'm gonna tell you right now what I'm gonna order. Hold on a second. Somebody's listening to Corey Hart. I wear my sunglasses at night so I can. Love Corey Hart. Some woman on a motorbike. All right, lady. What you got, a Harley? You got a Honda Goldwing? It's nice. Enjoying this summer. So, okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a lemonade. I'm gonna get some curly fries, and I'm gonna get that roast beef, man. That's what I eat at Arby's. So this is the neighborhood I'm in. This is a predominantly white neighborhood. It's called White Hall. Little boxes on the inside. Little boxes made of ticky-tacky. Little boxes on the old time. So that's where that's at. Made of ticky-tacky. Yeah. You used to couldn't walk down this road right here without being harassed by the cops. This was a dangerous place some 20, 25 years ago. You drive down here and the cops would harass the hell out of you. Police station right there. Police station. They'd harass the hell out of you. Well, people made that stop by moving into the area. And there was just so many different races that moved into the area, they stopped doing it. And people would complain about it. They're like, we're done with this. We live here now. You know, cut the bull crap out. You know, and there's the high school right down here. So many different races go to this high school. You can't be harassing people who pay you. The people pay you. You know what I'm saying? You don't pay the people. You're paid by the people. Whoever lives in this area pays taxes to you. It's all city tax. That's how you got your job. So quit harassing people who live in this area just because you don't like the way they look. But that's what they used to do. Here's a high school. That's a brand new high school that they built. Brand new high school. Brand new, beautiful. Got so many different races of kids that go to that high school. You better cut out the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Cut that nonsense right on out. Yeah, it's a nice neighborhood. I wouldn't mind a house out here. You know what I'm saying? Tax ain't too terrible. You know? Get a nice little, like that brick house right here. Those houses are rented. But like this house right here, that one, house like that, I would do it. You know, about 100 G's. I'll do it. But it's probably a lot more. It's probably like 150 or 180 for that little house because it's in Whitehall. You know what I'm saying? And if it was in Bexley, that little house would be 300. I mean, it'd just be ridiculous. Or Forest Park. Forest Park is a mixed neighborhood. Oh, what we got a line here for? Here is Arby's right here. Oh, the car wash. Got a line for the car wash. Wash my own car. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, I'm going in. I'm going to go in the Arby's, bros. How's that sound? I was going to hit the drive-thru, but since you guys don't have an Arby's because, you know, the rioters burned it down, I'm going in the Arby's, bros. For my bros. My bros ain't got an Arby's, man. I'm going in the Arby's. Oh, I don't even know if you can go in. Oh, drive-through only. Ah, I forgot about the Rona. I thought everything was opened up now. Rona ain't having it. See how Rona did us? Rona did us wrong, man. Blame it on Rona. Just want y'all to know. Rona did that, guys. I didn't do it. Rona did that. Blame it on Rona, bro. Little boxes made of ticky-tacky little boxes. Rona did that, broskies. That's all right. Boom, it's popping over here. It's popping. Oh, oh. Oh, they also got a. All right, let me see. Let me make my order. They also got a nice that cheddar beef, man. That cheddar beef is a sin. It's so good. I need some gas. Yes. I would like a cheddar beef, the number 10. Is that a meal? Yes, I'd like a meal, please, with the medium fries and medium lemonade, please. And that's all. Thank you. I'll do this for you guys. Sorry that they burned down your Arby's. Apologize. I get the turkey and bacon sometime too. And I love the Reuben. Oh my goodness, I love the Reuben. They got some good food here, man. Everyday value. So I wanted to do that for the broskies. Because they did y'all wrong over there. Did y'all wrong. Trying to fix this so I can get it. How you gonna take away my Arby's though, bro? Like, come on, man. That's unconstitutional. Isn't that unconstitutional? That is unconstitutional. Isn't that some kind of infringement on life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? You take away Arby's, isn't that's unconstitutional? Tell them to get on that. Yo, they burned down Arby's. Well, they burned down everything. We don't care about everything else. We care about Arby's. It is unconstitutional, and I want there to be a National Arby's Day. I don't care if it's just in my neighborhood. I think in this neighborhood there should be a National Arby's Day. You know what I'm saying? Make it so, Congresswoman. Make it happen. Get on that for the death of Arby's. It's unconstitutional, man. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. People play too much. Life story. Folk play too much. Yeah, so the music is that you guys will listen to. I make those beats. I can play some more when I get home. I'm going right home after this. I don't hang out much. And, tracks are like $40 or whatever for that music. Anyway, so they are not rioting here in my city. There's no riots here. They are having peaceful protests. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I want to do that. Let's say I might drive downtown if you guys want to go downtown. You guys want to go downtown? You guys want me to drive downtown? Just let me know. I'll drive downtown. I gotta get some gas first, but if you want me to drive downtown, I usually don't like messing around town because of the police. But I don't think there's anything going on down there now. But just for you guys, I'll do it. So if that's what you guys want, I'll drive past the police station and the state house, all on the same street. But our police are some racist ass cops. They are some racist killer cops. They will kill you. They will snuff you out quick here. Yeah. These cops here ain't playing with nobody. They will do you. And they hate black people. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right. When's y'all store gonna open up again? When is the store part gonna open up again? The lobby?
Not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon.
Well, the end of June.
End of June. Thank you. Thank you. So the end of June they'll be opening up the lobbies. Everything will probably be open in the end of June. I think that's when America's. Thank you. So, all right. I didn't get an answer on if you guys wanted me to go downtown or not. All right. Nobody said they wanted me to go downtown, so I'm going home. I am going home. So I got some Arby's, guys. car wash is stacked. Folks is trying to wash their cars. Curly fries for my bros. Lemonade. And then my bros wrong. They wrong, my bros. Curly fries for my bros, man. That ain't right. They burned the Arby's. Unconstitutional, man. Curly fries. My bros, man. Curly fries for my bros. Pour out a little lemonade. Pour out a little liquor for the homies. Pour out a little lemonade for the homies. You know what I'm saying? What? Pour out a little lemonade for the homies. Big homies. Big dogs. Back off that scene. Smoking cream. It's the A to the B to the C to the D. Folk done graduated. Glad for the graduating kids. Welcome to the working world. Good luck in your endeavors. It's hard out here. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully your parents can pay your way through college. Or you can. Because if you get a loan, you're going to owe that loan for the rest of your life. Terrible. They should have loans where you can only borrow but so much. Well, they do that, but I don't know. They just should regulate loans better. You should not be strapped in when it comes to getting an education. An education shouldn't be a lifelong distance. Shouldn't be. Curly fries for my dogs. My big dogs out there, curly fries. For boom. For the big dogs out there. What up with you? They killed an Arby's. Crazy out here, man. Crazy out here. I don't be putting sauce on them though. I just be eating them because I be hungry. I'm always hungry. Yeah. Get some gas up in this piece. Go, come around. I'll go straight to see if you guys are saying anything. I'm gonna get some gas. Boom, bam, boom, bam, oh, bam. Put up in the gas station. What? Broski had to get some gas in the truck. To do the thing. I don't like my truck sitting under half a tank, really. I don't really feel comfortable with that. Because sometimes I have to jump up and it be early in the morning and late at night. I just want to rock. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to get some food and be out. Get my grub and be done. Might have to go pick up a stove or move a refrigerator or something. Some of those people be on their way to work and be like, when can you get here? I'll be like, I'll come right now. I'll be like 6 in the morning. Be like, I'll come right now. I go get with it. You know what I'm saying? Got the dolly in the back. We don't play. Dolly right here. I'll go get that money. Playing with nobody. What's today? Sunday? What is today? I don't even know what day it is. Sunday, right? All right, let's go downtown. I'll show y'all downtown. Kind of busy out here, though. I'll go downtown. See if anything happened down here. It's about a 15-minute drive. As a crow flies. There has been protesting out here. Where the protesting has been just yelling at police. And other protests have been more peaceful. They've been protecting the state building. So you got state and city cops on bikes. And of course they use the bikes to block the people and tell them to move back. You know what I'm saying? Got my mask. ready for them. Better to have and not need. Need not have. So here, but they haven't protested today. Not that I know of. But if they are, we're going to be in the protest. And it is a good day to protest. See if we can find one. I'll do some marching. But I'm not going to go and try to fight with the cops. Not doing that. I'm not trying to bust down no barricades. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just going to listen, have some conversation, if that's possible. I don't want to talk to police officers. I don't want no part of that. I just don't. I don't want to talk to you. I already know the deal. Talking to you is not going to get us anywhere. You're not going to change. We've been asking for change since. We've been asking for change for the longest time. Officer is just another name for overseer. They've been beating, raping, and killing us for a long time. Long time. And getting away with it. They're going to keep doing it. They're going to do it unless we can shut down the system. Barbies. For my bros. Oh man, it looks so good in the picture. Little rinky dink thing. It don't look like in the picture. This looks sorry. Tastes alright though. Driving through a rich neighborhood. $1 million houses. $1 million easy. Now the cops will harass you if you're coming through this area. If you're walking, the cops will harass you in this area. Black people, they will harass black people in this area. Harass the hell out of you in this area here. $1 million homes. Easily. Well manicured. School for the girls. Pay big money for that damn school right there. Big, big, big money. And them girls be hoes, wild as hell, listening to rap music, banging out the, going to the hood, jumping on the little young brothers, rebellious as hell. They don't know how to act. Everything handed to them, throwing it away. Yeah. Rich folks here. School for boys. School for boys. See all that richness, all that money. Yeah. Then you come across here, it ends. That's Bexley, Ohio. As soon as you cross the bridge, across the street, across the street right here in Nelson, you go down the block, it's one of the worst areas in Ohio. In walking distance. The hood. But they're changing all that now. They're changing all of it. All the hood people are kicking out, buying up all the property, rebuilding brand new houses next to bandos, brand new stuff. So this is Franklin Park. It's always been that. Yeah, it's a nice spot. You know what I'm saying? Over here, you go one block up that way, it's also a hood. Long Street, Mount Vernon. Shootings up all the time. Just one block. It's crazy. Crazy, real crazy. But I used to live right up the street. My girlfriend lived over here. I used to run her house. I had another girlfriend who lived in there, right off of one of these streets up here. Abortion clinic. So let's see if they got any protests. See, downtown is not too far. You see the skyline? That's downtown. See all these buildings right here being built? All that? I can take y'all through this hood. They kicked all the black people out, pretty much. All the poor people. Bought up all this land, bought these buildings. It's real. I used to live right over here. One of the worst places. Worse. Okay, so they're protesting. I can see I can already see police yeah, I can see police presence. They got the lights going on already. Yep. It's popping. I used to live right over here. I bet they close it. Yeah, they close this area off. Wow. All right, let's see what we got. I might have to park and walk out. Huh. I might have to circle back. Oh, they out here. All right, I'm gonna park. Got me a parking space. And yeah. All right, guys, hold on. That's the news. Let me feed the meter. So there's all this happenings. There's a news helicopter circling above my head. That's one of two. There's one there. There's one there. They're reporting on whatever's going on up here. Oh wow.
Very easy to access. Yeah.
So holding a sign saying F the police. Now let me educate you on this area. This is downtown. And to my off to the right, there's a university. So this is the main, it's one of the main streets right here. This is Broad Street. It's the main intersection that goes right to the heart of downtown. Yep. So I think I'm actually late. I think the protest might be over because people are leaving. And that's fine with me. But yeah, Columbus State is one block over here. Franklin, where I graduated from. Actually, I went to both schools. I went to Columbus State and Franklin. So Franklin is over here, about 2 blocks up. Columbus State is on the other side, about a block or so up. So you have the Columbus Art School is also a block away. So you have a lot of young folks who, come out and are always in this area. So it doesn't surprise me that to see some young militant people out here doing their thing. So they got the road blocked off. Blocked the road off. Oh. Okay, well, here's some damage they've done to the credit union. I just want to get a show. I didn't want to get you in there, brother. So this is unnecessary. This is unnecessary. This is the credit union. This breaks my heart. So here's the banks. PNC Bank. And so they struck in Columbus. Anybody wanted to know, they struck. And I've been living here for a long time, and I've never heard that church bell ring. And they doing that to try to calm people down. So this is Chase Bank. You want to know if they hit him? Yes, they did. They got Chase Bank. Yep. So I used to work down here. So here are protesters. So they're all protesters. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. They got the bank across the street too. Go ahead and cross. Nah, I can't right now. Alright. So police and riot gear. Some more protesters. Stop killing us. Right. Yeah, stop killing us. Tired of the bull crap. Stop this. So here's the police. Police force. And everybody running for absolutely nothing. All across the street. People screaming Black Lives Matter. All right. So, goddamn right they do. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. All right. So this is the state building, and they're protesting in front of the state building. Yeah. So they have come out to protest on this great day. Most of them are younger people. Black Lives Matter. And I just happen to have on a, and these are white people screaming Black Lives Matter. Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. So, yeah. These are white people screaming Black Lives Matter because they're sick of the stupidity. Do you have, hold on a second, somebody just, do you have time, do you have to help me out to get my table? I'm not at home. So, this is High Street. Excuse me. So this right here is Broad Street, and it goes all the way down to High Street, which is the next block. And there are the police. There are also people standing. Yeah. So they are looking for a reason, and I'm not going to give them one. Just for the record, I don't think every cop is a bad cop, but who they work for, the organization they work for is terrible. They don't serve the people. They serve corporate interests. And as long as they keep serving corporate and they do not serve the people, there will be resistance. So this is what you have. They're trying to keep this block clear. This is pretty much the financial district of Columbus. They have already tore up a couple banks. The biggest bank here is Chase. They already have holes in Chase windows. And a couple other banks. There's like 10 banks down here. I guarantee you that there will be more. This is nowhere near over. I do not suggest people come down and attack the police. That's a bad idea. It's a poor life choice. But you have your rights, and you're allowed to exercise your rights. So know that. And if they infringe upon your rights, you have the right to protest. And that's what you're doing here. So you notice this isn't just a bunch of black people. These are Americans. And they have the right to protest. Silence. So let's go down here and get a little deeper. Okay, so let me show you guys this. Once again, this is the state building. And these are your state police. State police. I used to do business in this building. You get maced, bro?
Yeah, I was looking at the first set. How long has it been?
I don't know.
Now being able to see.
That's what mace does. So these guys got maced. This is a state building. These are state police right here. You can see the difference between them and the city cops. These guys don't go to war. City cops always at war. But they're out in droves today. And trust me, they're ready. You see that got their bags on their side? Those are gas masks. This is the state building. This is the side of it. And I want to show you where they left. They killed one of the Black Lives Matters kid. This is a young dude. He's 20-something years old. And they murdered him and said he committed suicide, and he didn't. They murdered that man. Look at this. So they have it boarded up, and they're ready for anything. But these are state troopers. These guys they're not beat cops. You know what I'm saying? They're not really about that business until you make them. But they are out in force. They're ready. And this is the front of the state building.
I don't care the circumstances. It doesn't matter. People are fucking hurt. It doesn't matter.
And this is where they left my friend. And they killed him and left him right here. That happened this year. That happened this year. And this is the capital of Columbus, or the capital of Ohio. And they left him laying right there. They killed him and left him laying right there. And trying to say he killed himself. He didn't kill himself. You guys murdered him. We know y'all murdered him. Stop making blackness a death sentence. Absolutely. So we have an armored car. Just to show y'all this is serious. I used to work down here. So this is the Vern Reif building. And this is where your legislators usually are. I used to work here. I used to work here 22 years ago. And I served 4 different legislators. I was a legislative aide. This is the Vern Reif building right here. So this is where your politicians hide out and make their decisions. And they're protecting this building. They have already destroyed some glass windows along here. You see some vandalism and boarded up windows. I haven't seen a police presence like this in a long time, but this is the Vern Reif.
Part of the solution.
I come and stand on this corner and hold my Jesus Save signs. I'm sorry if I'm not reading comments. I'm trying to get, these are SWAT. You don't usually see this. You don't ever see this. You gotta work for this right here. You gotta work for this right here. That right there, you gotta work for that right there. That's not casual. Yeah, but they are on the street, they heavy. I haven't read any comments. You guys just gonna, I'll read them in a minute. Some more Black Lives Matter people. Black Lives Matter right on. Who do you serve? Who do you protect? Exactly. So, let's see. There are not very many protesters down there. Most of them are down this way. I'm gonna head back down this way. Okay, so they're making announcements. Let's go hear what they're saying. Tear it down.
You're gonna get shot if you go up there. Come on.
Well, okay. So they declared an emergency, and they mean serious business. So I'm going this way because I'm not trying to get shot. I don't know what they just said, but it didn't sound good. This is about as close as I'm gonna get. That is broad and high. If they start opening fire, they're not opening fire on my black ass today. But I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of these kids are OSU students. And if you know anything about Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. Oh, okay, that hasn't started. Okay, it's popping off. All right. Yeah, they done started. Thing about Columbus, Ohio is Columbus doesn't have a sports team. They don't have a professional team.
Their professional team is OSU. Their OSU has 60,000 people that go there, probably more now. So you do something to one of those kids, you will pay for it.
Your order to immediately leave this area by order of Lieutenant King, Columbus Division of Police. If you remain in the area just described, regardless of your purpose, you'll be in violation of Columbus City Code and Ohio Revised Code, and the police will move you from this area. Crowd control devices and chemical agents may be deployed to move you from this area, and you are subject to be arrested and prosecuted. The following routes to dispersal are available: eastbound Broad Street, southbound Front Street. You must leave the area now. You cannot return until the emergency has ceased.
All right, so that's my cue to leave. They are arresting people according to the Ohio Revised Code. They've declared a state of emergency, and there are a lot of people who are about to get arrested. And here's what and they want to be arrested, trust me. They're not going to go anywhere. Yeah, they're not going to go anywhere. So, before the macing starts and the rubber bullets, yeah, look at them. See, she got maced. They're gonna ride right through those people. They're gonna ride right through them. They don't get out the way. Look at this. They are for real. Coming straight from the underground. And they're going right back in the street.
Yeah, I'm right here, man. Don't worry. I ain't going far. I know where you at. Stay back here. I promise you, I'll go to jail tonight for fucking around. They hit you with anything.
No justice, no peace. You goddamn right. You guys, I'll read your comments later. Okay, so they're Mason people. So they are Mason people. Yeah. They're Mason folks. They're gonna cause more problems doing that. Yeah, it's real out here.
White people, y'all tired of it? Imagine how tired we are.
Right.
Imagine how tired we are.
Right. So, yeah, it's
Only got a few left.
it's getting real out here.
Yeah, you got it.
Real quick. And there are beautiful people out here
Graduation tomorrow morning.
who are sick of it. Everybody wants justice. I want justice. But this show of force from the people is exactly what's needed. Black Lives Matter, you damn right. It's another bank that was hit. This is Key Bank. I think they got the side of them over there. It's another bank. They hit this one already. This is Chase Bank. And yeah, so I can't get maced on any circumstances because I have asthma.
And if they makes me, you know, I could be it for me. I did bring my breathalyzer, but I can't play around with these lungs. Not at all. So I can't even be nowhere in it or near it. I can't be downwind of it, nothing. Because it will hinder my breathing real fast. You see that bank too? They hit Chase Bank. I've never seen Chase Bank get hit. Never. Yeah. I've done business in the athletic club. When I worked for the House of Representatives, we had meetings in here. So they obviously boarded this up. They hit the athletic club.
How many sheets do you need?
Well, they hit the signage here. All it on there. This is all boarded up. The Continental Plaza. And I'm sure if I headed north, you're gonna have more destruction. Tear it up. You know, I don't really condone it. But when you keep marching peacefully and you get no results, you start tearing things up. What do you want them to do? Keep protesting? People aren't going to keep protesting and trying to have a conversation if you're not going to listen. This is a result of not listening. This is a result of what are you going to do about it? This is a result of leaving a black man on the state, you know, on the state building, leaving him dead there, broad daylight, so everybody can see it. Okay, fine. You woke up a sleeping giant. Now you got to pull out your SWAT team. Now you got a group of young people who won't listen to you. I'll read your comments when I'm in the car because I can't see them right now with the glare. Now you got a whole young nation. See, that's a university down there. Now you got a young nation that don't trust you. They don't want to support you. You got people who won't let you into their establishment. They're calling you a terrorist. And you're just trying to go to work every day. But now you're a terrorist. You're the very thing that we fought against. You. You're the terrorist. You're the enemy. You. Not nobody else. You. So, this is bad. This is bad for them. And they can act like they don't care. But just because they have the guns, but we have the numbers. And we don't have to support you. We don't have to show you love. Every time you go to do your job, you're gonna get resistance because people hate you. And your job's gonna be a lot harder and not worth it. Your job's gonna be a lot more stressful. You're gonna know that the people hate you. And it's not white, and it's not just black people. They're gonna hate you. because you didn't care. I had to get away from there. My damn lungs, man. It just doesn't take much for my lungs to act up. I can't risk getting sprayed. Oh, Jesus. So, I tried to give y'all as much footage as possible of what's going on here in Columbus. It's still going on. They are gonna arrest people. That was an armored SWAT car. In case you get a good look at it. And I say big ups to all the people who are out there. And as a black man, thank you for coming out and supporting us. Thank you for being sensitive to the fact that we're being slaughtered. Thank you for showing us love. To all the other nationalities other than black, thank you. I, as a black man, appreciate it 100%. We know that that same police department will kill Black Lives Matter people. They have done it before, they'll do it again. We know they have no fear of retaliation. We know this is what they do. We know they've been doing it, and they're not going to stop doing it. This is what they do. They kill black people. We know this. They try to make it seem like they don't, but everybody knows this is what they do. You speak out against them, they kill you. That's how they operate. You speak out against the police come after you. All right, so hey Google. See if my Hey Google works. So you can brighten my screen. I think my battery's dying. Anyways, I wanted to swing past my old my alma mater. I think my battery's dying. I think it's dying. Okay, brighten my screen. But university I graduated from is over here. Not a big deal. Small place. This is where I went to college. So I graduated from Franklin. Oh, that dang mace, boy. As soon as they spray that mace, you got to get away from that. That mace is the truth. Mace is the truth. But this is where I graduated from.